6,610 pounds dry weight, and you can take everything you thought you knew about a travel trailer and basically throw it out the window. This weird, wacky Outback 280 RS here at Haylett RV just came in on trade. I don't know if I've ever seen anything exactly like it. Ironically, I have actually seen one of these before, but you get what I mean. It's just very, very unconventional. So, obviously, you can see it's a side-load front toy hauler. And I don't think this is obviously not for the person, the side-by-side, you know, ATV enthusiast. This is more for someone like, hey, I got bikes, I got kayaks, I've got dog kennels. This could be a good dog shower. I know a lot of folks do that. This is an unconventional camper for unconventional needs. If you can't find anything else that works for you, this might. I like that it's like a garage flooring up here, the D-ring tie-downs. But if you look up front, you see that this could actually also very easily function as a bunkhouse. We can fold those down, take a look. You've got a gas strut lift top bed, easy gravity drop bottom bed, no big deal there. But it's different, it's weird, it's wacky. It's not going to be for everybody. You know, like the Backstreet Boys. Everybody, yeah. But anyway, I hope people pick up that reference. That was not my smoothest transition. But that ain't all the weirdness. No, this RV's like me. Its weirdness runs deep, ladies and gentlemen. It just keeps getting weirder. It is a rear king bed slide model, something that you just don't find a lot of today. A lot of people also don't realize that's actually where Outback got its name. Pretty much all Outback models used to have a rear bed slide like this. They're one of the few that still builds it, mostly because it's kind of their history and their namesake. But they're called Outback because the bed went out the back. Get it? Anyway, we're going to work our way through here. Overall, it looks good. You know, so naturally the question begs, why is this here? Well, a couple reasons. First of all, the whole side ramp and things like that, the folks thought that they would really get a lot of use out of that. They found out in their specific type of camping lifestyle, it just didn't really serve a lot of purpose for them. Additionally, one of the members of the household had a condition that really prevented them from lying flat when they slept, so they needed to swap out to something that had like a theater seat or recliners so that they could, you know, sleep through the night comfortably. Because this obviously does have that bed in the slide job, and it's flat as a bat cave back there. I don't know why I said bat cave, but it made sense to me. And if it makes sense to you, you should probably be psychiatrically evaluated because we have similar thought patterns. Sofa over here can fold down into a sleeper if need be. You do need to fold that down if you want to close the bed slide. Keep that in mind. Good news is that's really the only like thing you gotta do to it. It's not that big a deal. Now, in years past, these were manual in-out rear bed slides. This appears to be a power cable-driven slide system to help keep it lightweight, but make sure so that you don't have to do any, you know, grunting and yanking and pulling. Although what's funny is they actually were quite easy to operate. I was always very surprised by that. They have improved the entertainment in this model as compared to years past as well, by mounting a TV up here on a nice little angle where it's easy to be viewed from just about anywhere. But thankfully, with a nice little pivot swing arm, you can get view at the TV from just about anywhere. I'll give you a nice quick look around here before we crack open the kitchen and really enjoy all of that. All of the windows will open for ventilation, by the way, which is really nice that you got those big panoramic windows around that. That's a quality. There's a lot of qualities this actually shares with the Keystone Cougars that we'd have here at Haylett RV. They're built nearly identically. They just go about the RV industry in a completely different way. Starting over here, kind of like almost a lower pantry, and there's some easy reach outlets right there, which is actually an interesting remnant of the history of layouts like this. This is where the entertainment used to be located, the TV hookups and whatnot, although those are obviously high mounted now. If you peek inside here, you can see the original owner's manuals and everything. I've always looked at that as a really good indicator of, like, you know, what the people that owned it, did they take care of stuff? If they took care of their manuals, they tend to take care of the RV. I would have, I think, personally preferred to leave this without a shelf right here for a wastebasket space, but I mean, shelving is always useful. You can always throw extra stuff on it. It is nice to also be able to keep like your dish soaps and stuff separate from everything else as well. Now, when we get up here, this is actually quite impressive. That's a big chunk of overhead cabinet space, and the shelf up there, and really lets you kind of double up. But what's nice is it's only like a half-depth shelf. So if you want to have some tall stuff, some small stuff, some stuff in between, you're good to go. Coming over this direction, floor to ceiling, severely large pantry. Great pantry space dedicated right here into the kitchen. And hey, why not just a big old bonus drawer? I would say good for clothing, although because when we get up front, you've got extra space. And what by clothing I mean just like some quick socks or something like that. And it sounds weird to have like a sock drawer in a camper, but I don't know if you've ever done it. Having a sock drawer in a camper is really useful. You should try it sometime. Change your life, I swear. And then the full drawers here below the dinette, making it easy to get to the storage on the side benches. You will still need to lift the seating up to get to the rear bench storage, but for the most part, you can keep long-term, not everyday use stuff back there, and keep your more frequently used stuff down here. Another nice thing too is if you do need to get to that back bench, the table's free floating. Obviously it can fold down into a sleeper, but if you need to just move the table physically out of the way to get to the rear bench for storage, it's not that hard. From there, moving our way up front, there's also something I haven't mentioned previously, but there's all kinds of little outlets here, there, and everywhere. And they make sense where they're at. They're always near something like a seat or a bed or something like that. This is a dual entry, well, in a sense with the ramp, a triple entry model, but you do have a main entry door here, right by the bathroom, and one back by the master bed and living area. Now, what's interesting and cool about this floor plan is that it's very travel friendly. With this dinette slide closed, you can still navigate and access the camper. And this whole chunk of space here, if you do decide you want to use this room as something like a bunkhouse, you definitely can get away with doing that. Now, what's neat is those bunks can also move independently of one another. So if you want to leave the bottom bunk down and create kind of a 3 seasons room with, you know, a TV installation and almost have like a dual entertainment kind of space, it's very easy to do something like that. Plus, there's a handy chunk of storage space over here. Actually, if we crack that open, you can see that there's a handy battery disconnect inside there as well. So when the RV is in storage, you won't have to worry about your battery kind of getting trickled, drawn down or anything. And since this does have a metallic framework around here, if you got one of those magnetic screen rooms, again, you could very easily make this almost like a 3 seasons lounge. Again, it's unconventional, but kind of cool. I like different. I like when everything's not all same all the time, because there sure is a lot of homogenization in the RV industry. Porcelain flush over there. You notice the raised panel hardwood cabinets, cabinet doors. I'm sorry. I want to clarify what I just said there. Raised panel hardwood cabinet doors. The cabinet styles, the box of the cabinet. This is lumber core. It is pocket screwed, but it is a sticker wrap on the front of it. That's normal though until you get up to some really high level full timing fifth wheel RV kind of stuff. And the vaulted ceiling is going to mean that taller people like me, you're going to have plenty of headroom in the shower here. Hopping back outside of this little mutant floor plan. The nose cap up here looks good. It is a painted cap. The idea there being that you're not going to really be subject to the potential sun fade issues that you may have on a non-painted cap. And a good testament of that is the fact that obviously the propane tanks have seen a little bit of sun kissing, but the nose cap, the decals, the skin are still going long and strong over here, like Sir Mix-a-Lot. Anyway, power tongue jack on the front. That doesn't appear to be the original factory jack, actually. I think that was an aftermarket upgrade. I'd be shocked if this RV came with a manual jack when it was brand new, so maybe the folks just had to do a replacement jack at some point, I'm not sure. Now this over here is interesting. Since this is a toy hauler, I think, and I'm not an Outback dealer, so pardon me for a little bit of, you know, postulating rather, not posturing, sorry. Anyway, I'm guessing, that's what I'm getting at. There's this weird metal box down here. I think it's probably prepped for a fuel station, but since it's not a true toy hauler, they never had a standardized fuel station. One of the things that is nice though is the entire underbelly is enclosed and with no fuel station, they can enclose the whole belly, because you cannot enclose a fuel station, by the way. And that does mean this whole thing does have a heated belly with a 30,000 BTU furnace as well. And it is wild how deep that slide is. It is not a normal industry slide. You know, it's not quite so tall, but it is extra deep. And that's really what helps that king bed not occupy a lot of floor space. And in a sense, this kind of does the same thing as like a hybrid camper in terms of concept. The bed doesn't occupy the floor plan, so you're towing 28 feet, but you get like, I don't know, closer to 31, 32 feet when you get to your destination. It's an odd duck, but it swims in rivers and lakes that nobody else can. A quick note on that, though, is don't go chasing waterfalls. Just stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. That's just good advice from Uncle Josh, the RV nerd.
That's your Uncle Josh,
the RV nerd. Power awning, easily covering both doors, which is nice. And if you like today's modern camp kitchens, everybody think Outback, because they're the ones that really, this is in the fossil record of camping. This is kind of the predecessor to today's modern camp kitchen. And it's still basically very functional. The only thing you don't have out here really is a little mini fridge, although you do have power outlets next to your TV hookups. If you wanted to bring a mini fridge, you could. So you got our cooker, we got our little mini kind of sink wash basin station. Now what you can do with this is when there's that neighbor you don't want to talk to, you fill the basin up and you know, splish splash, take them a bath. But cutting board over here, which can be completely removed to also attack said neighbor, although I obviously don't condone this. You know, the opinions of Josh the RV nerd are not necessarily reflective of that of Haylet RV Incorporated. Okay, now that we've done that, we've got our tires over here looking good, and we do have a trailer Equiflex suspension system, if you don't know what that is. It's a rubber ride shock dampener, very similar to what they use on a lot of fifth wheels today. It's kind of just the previous generation of road armor, but it works great. The idea being it bounces less, it jounces less. It'll keep your RV running a little smoother down the road, which is really nice if you do have something like, say, like a moped or an e-bike or something in the front there. You don't want jostled around very violently. This is not going to be for everyone, but it is cool. And for the person that finds interest in this, there's going to be nothing else that works like it for you. It's definitely a niche camper, but it's if you've got a niche and you need it scratched, this is the one. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylet camping, everyone.